I was connecting on the feet pretty well because he really had to respect the takedown. I got a little sloppy in the third because that's where I was dominant in the first and second, but I mean, I got to do more of the fakes and stuff. Like, he really bid on in the first and second round and really opened up my hands. I hit him with that good overhand right in the first and cut him wide open. So, I give myself probably like 6 or 7. You can always do better, but I knew Josh was tough, and I knew I was going to have to make a long, tough fight for him and ground him.
You were doing a lot of damage on the ground, but the crowd didn't seem to be into it, so it's hard to say because, you were obviously doing enough to not be stood up.
Yeah. I cut him pretty good on the ground, too, with an overhand right. If the crowd could see it, there's a couple times his head was bouncing off the canvas, and I actually turned it on because I thought he was out. He kind of came back too. Josh is just a tough guy. I just knew as long as I kept punching the same thing as when I fought Amasu, I just can wear guys down. I got that wrestling style where go, 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 and it would just break people. And like I said before the fight, Josh is the type of guy, if you give him any opening, you lay back a little bit, he'll beat you. So I just had to keep the constant pressure and make it ugly and kick the win.
Well, it's a stacked welterweight division. Who do you want next in Bellator?
Well, I hope this moves me closer to a title shot. Like I said, I wouldn't rate my performance that great, but in the interviews, like I said, I'm here and I want to challenge. Right now Douglas Lima's the main guy. I'd like to challenge him somewhere within the next year. Win a world title, bring it back to Iowa. I live in San Diego, but Iowa will always be my home, and I think I'd be the first technically the first world champ from my area, so that'd be pretty cool.
It would be you and Barb Honchek representing Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely. Where I'm from, we got like one person I know that's famous, and his name's Michael Emerson from Lost, and that'd be cool to kind of be a famous person from my hometown too. Be known for, Tim County can be known for something else than the famous butter cow at the Iowa State Fair.
All right, guys, any other questions?
So, what does it mean to you beating, Josh Neer of all people?
Well, that's the thing. Josh is a tough guy. I really like Josh. I know he's upset right now. He thinks I took the fight, when in reality it was presented to me, and I had already assumed that Josh had accepted the fight, and I was actually supposed to fight Andre Santos first, and I was kind of thrown off when Bellator came to me about fighting him, and right away I assumed that Josh had accepted the fight, so I was like, well, if he accepted, then I'll fight Josh. But realistically, like he said, we know each other. I don't know how good of friends we are now, but I'm cool with him. And like I said, the only reason I accepted is because I thought he accepted. To me, it's competition. I don't treat it like man, I hate this guy, I gotta kill him. I treat it like a wrestling match. I wrestled my whole life, and I used to wrestle everyone in my Iowa wrestling room, and then wrestle in the tournament. Used to think nothing of it. So I know he's kind of taking it personal, but I didn't take it personal when he accepted. I was just a little bit off, so it is what it is.
He likes to talk in the ring. How does that affect the entire game plan and stuff?
You know what I mean? I knew he was coming with that. I'd said in the interviews, like anytime he's talking, he's taking away from his offense. He's wasting his breath. He's wasting his time. I came from a wrestling room, an Iowa wrestling room, where you don't make it through unless you're tough. It's just unbearable. So the talking didn't get to me. The only time I said something to him at the end was, I was on top of him. There was a little bit of time left. And he's like, "You gonna fight? I was like, "Dude, I got bills to pay, man." He got him more mad, but dude, I'm not a talker. I just fight, man, and I'm a good old Iowa boy. And it's just not my game. It's just I know it's his game. It's his game to try to get in your head. But like I said, I grew up in a wrestling room that if you weren't tough, you weren't making it through. So.
Did the fact that you two were friends before, do you feel like that affected your performance at all tonight?
No, not really. I just feel like I knew there was one way to beat Josh, and that was to grind him out. If you look at all his fights, like even I really analyzed the Mike Powell fight for this. He was beating the crap out of Mike Powell until Mike Powell caught him with the overhand, right? So for Josh, it's really like you have to catch him, or catch him in a position, or else you're in a dogfight. The guy went 3 rounds with Nate Diaz and almost went the full rounds with Nick Diaz. So he's a good fighter, man. And Josh doesn't get enough credit, man, but he's a scrapper. he was in the UFC when I was still wrestling in college. That's how long I've been following Josh. So, I just knew I had to make an ugly fight, grind him, and like I said, even when I was putting my fakes in, my hands were connecting, you know, and it just opened everything up, and the takedown was wide open. So.
Do you think you shed the gentlemanly image now? It was such a dominant performance that it didn't seem like a gentleman's
Well,
performance.
it's a funny story. Everybody, you know, on my Facebook and stuff is like, you're no longer the gentleman, you're the animal. The backstory to that is when I was 13, my nickname was the Animal. So, you know, I got this little stupid tattoo, the ones that they tell you are supposed to be gone in like 10 years, but never left. I've never covered up. So, you know, I'll stick to gentleman, but when I'm in the cage, it's you turn into the animal. So I think I'm going to stick with that. The animal when I fight in the cage, with the gentleman just outside of the cage, you know, to keep that image. And, you know, in a day of where everyone's a whore, the nightmare, you know, the axe murderer, it's kind of nice. It's a breath of fresh air to hear something like the gentleman, you know. It throws people off, and I think it's good for the image of MMA, you know. So.
Paul, thank you, man.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.